Hello guys and welcome back to Austria. I have not seen your comments on the previous video just yet because I am going to be out today of the upload. Tomorrow for me right now. So I wanted to get the video in ahead as to not miss a slot again. So international alliances. That's the theme of today's episode. And we are going to celebrate it by creating our faction. Our Swiss friends here, who we have created soldiers from the Swiss units. We've made them exactly the same as what my hill tribesmen currently are. They have their own guns. They're using the Swiss guns. That's interesting. Swiss support equipment. Yeah, they have all of this this stuff, just the same, exactly the same, but they are less likely to be reinforced with guns and such because we care less about them. But we also have two Panzer divisions now, which I will name at some point, and they have their own personal division, which we'll let them keep. But let us. Oh. Yeah. Alright. About that whole plan I had for the episode here. Oh, that's the Swiss tree. Yeah, let's continue. So we've got the international alliances. I want to go down this route. I want to get to political influence abroad. I want to hack everybody's election, so to say. We should get change in popularity of monarchists for all of my neighbors to 5%. So I'm going to go down this route for now. I'm not going to do other things like birth control programs or crack down on contraceptives and traditional values, which we would do. We're monarchists. We're going back to the way the world should be. Yeah, so we have another tank division coming through. We just need another few tanks and anti-tanks and stuff like that. It's fine. The tanks don't take terribly long to build anymore, so we should be able to get out of a fair few more of those divisions in the future. We are using a lot of our factories there, and anti-air and anti-tank. We won't keep them on that much production forever. We're just going to get a nice little stockpile, because we have a stockpile of everything else. We have loads of guns, loads of support equipment, we have loads of artillery, we have all this stuff stocked up. Mechanized, we don't have that many left, so I do have 2 factories there. And we have a planes, putting attack, bombers, and all that such, so we are doing well. But another theme for this episode is we want to build a wall. The Italians are on our border, and so we should secure our border. You know, we do have a bit of time before we would be to start any potential wars with the Italians. So I'll go for level 2, but you know, we should build a wall because walls are important for a nation's security. You need to have some sort of physical deterrent for people to just freely wander into your nation, like the Italian army or, I don't know, illegal immigrants of some kind. You need to have some sort of physical border to just, you know, keep things out. That's why when cities used to be city-states and everything, every city used to have its own wall, just to keep people out. You know, otherwise you'd have armies just turning up, armies of people who wanted to, you know, take over and, I don't know, whatever they did, pillage or rape or work there, whatever they used to do when they used to take over cities. So we don't want that. So we're going to build a wall. We're not going to make Italy pay for it, even though they did give me some civilian factories earlier in the campaign through the EU. So I guess Italy is somewhat paying for the wall, but, you know, we're going to build it ourselves, you know, help the employment and such. I've been going through the mobilization laws, so now I have a bit more access to things. So let's stock you to the bottom. That's a bit silly to have my resources invested there. So we are supporting monarchism in Germany. We're up to 16%, which is why I want to get down. By the time I get to that idea, which will give everyone 5%, they'll be a bit higher. And as they get higher, it becomes more expensive. It goes up slower. So if I do my plus 5% later on, it's worth more. We're at 22% in Czech Republic. We are at 16% in Hungary. I gave up on Slovenia. It just was not progressing as much, so we are going to keep that down for a bit. But Italy, hear me rubbing my hands. Oh, yes. Italy is getting very, very purple. And, yeah. That gives us access to San Marino or Vatican City. You know, nations that shouldn't really not be part of the Austrian Empire. Yeah, sure, let's, let's learn a bit more about all this encryption decryption stuff. I like to know what my enemies have. You see on the Italians there, they're not as strong as me, they're a bit weaker, so, we have plenty of power on them, which is good. So, how many more tanks do I need? Does that mean I have all of my tanks? Excellent! We're now stockpiling tanks, which means I will build more tank divisions later on in life. I'm not sure when I'll be able to get to war with anyone, so I will wait on the whole training more people thing. Like, I have plenty of guns. I have 1,000 guns. It's not really plenty, is it? I don't... yeah. Maybe I do need another gun factory. What we'll do now is that we have all of these guys to put up. We'll knock them down to 2. We'll knock you up to 3. Which means I am low on steel. Ah. That's not to matter. I think we can get factories... I think we can get resources for free from our vassals. And we do... have steel in the remainder of Switzerland. No, it just means you can buy more for your buck. We don't quite need 9, so I will say 9 to that. But I guess we could just get the steel, and it would. You know, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll get the resource. We're already like we're bombing through these walls, much like many people in other certain parts of the world who bomb through walls and other things to get to where they want to be. We're bombing through these walls. We're getting them built. And bombing is a way to say moving quickly. And yeah, we're doing it good. I did import some chromium because we were building a fair few tanks. But if I knock that back 1, that will save us quite a bit. I don't think I will, however. And sorry, I've been reading myself a little bit. You know. The wisdom teeth are doing alright, if you're interested. I've got 3 out of 4 of them have come through. Mostly, the 4th one hasn't. It doesn't look like it started, but I was feeling under my right tonsil. It did feel a bit swollen. So I think that means it is moving because it's the bottom right tooth. But yeah, wisdom teeth. I don't recommend, but I do strongly recommend. The oral gels. It numbs your entire, like, wherever it touch it numbs, but if you get it where you need to, it does edit your voice a bit and it makes you drool like a fool, but it definitely gets rid of the horrible pain very well. So yeah, just enjoy that. So what's this Italian here? What are the Italians doing all the way along here? I guess because they have access, they sort that out. So these guys, 21 is when their election is. You're 21 as well. Your election is now 24. We did not win this time. 23 for you. But yes, the monarchists over in Germany are at 19, whereas the conservatives are 28. The guys over here are at 24, whereas everyone else is lower. That's good. That is very good. And recruiting of more diplomats has happened. Now let's take interventionalism here. We get some experience and such, and political power, which always helps. I'm not making terribly much at the moment while I'm influencing everyone. I'm going to keep influencing Italy. We might try and get a referendum through here, because we're not terribly far away. We'll get the extra 5%, and I'll be over 50%. Hopefully they'll take it. We'll be able to go to war with Italy. Maybe we'll go to war with the Czechs first. Maybe we'll keep that around because they are, you know, it's a little bit over a year away, so we'll have plenty of time to prepare ourselves. Yeah, that non-core recruitment is not too good. We should be enslaving these Swiss, which is why it is a good idea to leave them some land. But I wanted these resources. I wanted them badly, and I wanted their factories. But I did leave them these guys, so we did enslave a fair few of them. I'm sure they'll create their own divisions. Yeah, they've already created 2. Their divisions, however, are not as good as ours, and they are putting them on the Italian front. Wait, what just came through? Something came through. What was it? It wasn't anything important, so fuck it. Fuck it in its entirety. So yeah, sorry if I'm not naming any divisions after whatever you recommended, but hey ho, hey ho, it's not to be. But next episode I'll have time. But let's see if I can come up with some names myself. I have Villach here, which I have missed. We'll call him the Villach. Victors? Villach Victors. Sure, why not? Yeah, sorry about the muting. Just a bit of just a bit of issue with my mouth. I've been having a lot of issues this week. Like I say, wisdom fucking teeth. But most of the pain issue is through now, so there's not terribly much more of an issue. Yes, we were recommended horse divisions to be named after Hungarians. No, let's call them the Hunyadis. I was trying to get to my tank, if you don't mind. We'll call them the Hunyadi. We'll do another memorial squad. There we go. Hunyadi Memorial Squad. We've got an Adolf Memorial Squad. We'll have a Hunyadi Memorial Squad. Oh, we've got the extra tank brigade just in time. Excellent. Should I queue up another? How many are we doing? 92. We need how many was it? 200, I think. 200 indeed. All right, so let's train it. In fact, we'll train 2. And then we'll wait for them. We'll get them out in Tyrol. We'll give them to Christian. So we need a good 308 battle tanks. Not terribly sure how long these things will take. You take 700 days. That is a lot. You take 120 and 192 days. It's not as much. So what we need, that means, is we need a bit more stuff here. So we'll knock you up to 4. We'll knock these down to 1. Now we do have a stockpile of gear. Which means I'm behind on rubber. Yeah, we don't really produce terribly much rubber. I know oil. Oil we're behind on with here. The other oil goes to the tanks. We need that oil. Yes, we need the oil. We need oil very, very much. So how long do you reckon now? 500 days. It'll get better and better. 185. I could just order the oil. Modern Special Forces. Terrific. Let's get even more Special Forces. Because this, you know, soft attack plus 10%. It's a lot. So we should be going for. Germany is really building up on our border here. The Italian army is increasing. It was only 20 odd. Now then it went to 30. Now it's 35. Well, that's excellent. That means we'll have the ability to take over those guys pretty well. It's a shame that these guys do build their own armies. I would prefer to have used their manpower myself, but yeah, average strength 85%, average strength 92%. They do have most of their men. Hopefully they'll enact more laws, but I think we need to be at war for them to have another law. Yeah, they're not going to get any higher than that yet. So I only have 90,000. That's not really much, but we do have the core here, do we not? That's another 1 million people. 4% of 1 million is what, 40,000? Yeah, 40,000. So that's quite a fair few. If we focus on taking South Tyrol and we do not lose 40,000 men while doing so, it'll be very profitable. So that's what we'll do. The invasion of Italy, we'll have our tanks along here. If we only have the 3 tank divisions, if we have the 5, we'll have them along this border here, and we'll just tell them to take over this region at once. Give us the extra manpower. We can get some extra forces here, because 24 men on a line is good. I'll probably stick the Swiss over. I like the idea of having all the Swiss conscripts in Switzerland suppressing their own people, forcing them into the empire, but we can't even create the empire. We can't do it. We can't create the faction. We need 50% world tension. I could easily get 50% world tension, but I don't want to do that. People start joining factions and things. So we're going to ignore that for now, I guess, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But whatever. Yeah. Look at that. 75 divisions, eh? Right. I could have taken over Bosnia in this time as well with air divisions, but I'm not. I'm not going to sink men into paratroopers, I don't think. Bosnia was part of the old empire. So was Montenegro, wasn't it, at some points? Probably. There's plenty of people we can have a look at. I don't get it. Why is the coast of Moldova not a core of Moldova? You know, Transnistria is a core of Moldova. Why isn't the coast of Moldova? Surely the hint is in the name. And surely Romania should have a core on all of it. Surely Hungary should have a core on all of this. Well, should we argue there should be cores? Germany should have a core on all of this. Where else should we have cores? Fuck knows, but whatever. Right, I'll try and get something happening. I think we might start an episode, the next episode in a year's time when all the elections start coming through. I think that's what we might do. Or if Italy has a what's it called, referendum. Until then, I will just continue going through these works. By the time we get to here, that might put him over 50%. I don't know, but I'll see you guys next episode. Thank you for watching. I will see your comments before the next one is recorded, I believe. So, see you guys then. Goodbye.